Hello and welcome. Welcome to our video series, 3 Steps for Multiplying Your Earning by Escaping Time, Stress, and Overwhelm. I am Nadine Nicholson.
And I'm Derek Nicholson from Ascend Leadership Co.
Yeah, so we are so happy you're here and we want you to get the most out of this experience. So really check in with yourself. Something had you show up and be here. So really be present, be here for yourself. Really let yourself get the most out of this training.
Yeah, if you're going to take the time to actually watch this video, which I hope you are going to do that, then set yourself up to actually take the learning and do something with it.
Like we said, we are Nadine and Derek Nicholson. We are the founders of Ascend Leadership Co. We are master leadership coaches and business growth strategists. And we help stressed out, busy powerhouse CEOs regain their time and earn more money while creating a bigger impact. So if that's something that you want, which my guess is it is something you want or you wouldn't be here, then definitely hang on because we've got some great teaching here for you.
Yeah, the world we envision is a world where all business leaders, all leaders get to be in fierce integrity with what matters most deeply to them. And that they get to actually make the most of their one precious and vital life. Not someday, but right now, like you see in the poster behind us in the video.
So why did we get into this in the first place? Why are we here? Here we are. We are married. We're partners in life. We're parents of a 13-year-old boy. We've joined forces in business. We work together. So why are we in this? For me, I'm going to be sharing a bit more of my story in a bit. It was really when my dad passed away really suddenly. When he was here and 3 weeks later he was gone, that I realized and claimed the preciousness of life and really helping people, helping myself first and then helping others really stand in owning the value of their time, both on a micro level of day to day and on a macro level of your whole life. So I'll be sharing a bit more in a bit.
Yeah, for me, I have a passion for entrepreneurship. I became a business owner and entrepreneur to take the reins for my life and for the success I want to create, to have the independence, to be able to take something and grow it and make decisions on my own. And so often we've had so many conversations with entrepreneurs that had those same goals when they set out starting their business. And a few years down the road, they realized that they don't have any of those things anymore, that the business is pretty much in control instead of them, and it's taken over, and it's causing business resentment, it's causing overwhelm, stress, and frustration, and that's not the way it should be. So I'm here to help business owners, entrepreneurs, to build a business that they love, that is in integrity with themselves, and to take back the reins on their lives and their business in their life.
Oh my gosh, I can feel your passion coming through in that and how much you believe in that. I mean, that's really why we're here. So when we look at, Derek and myself, we've taken and distilled over 60 years of collective business, leadership, entrepreneurial experience between the two of us. And we have built our own 7-figure company. We have, in the corporate world, both led teams of over 100 people and multi-million-dollar portfolios. We've got, plenty of experience in corporate communications, in sales and marketing, in change management. And, where that all comes down is it's all about helping you reclaim your time for who and what you love the most while achieving those next level milestones in your business that fire you up.
And these are the same things that we use in our own business, the same strategies we've grown our own business with over the past several years. And we work an average of about 25 hours a week each. And we take lots of vacation time, 6 to 8 weeks every year. We spend tons of time in the mountains. I get a lot of time to coach my son in hockey and in baseball. And we pursue so many of the things that we love, and we have a very successful business, and that's some of the strategies that we would like to share with you today.
Yeah, so for over a decade in our own business, we've taught these strategies to clients across North America. And our clients are experiencing 3 to 4 times revenue growth while working half the time, while also reclaiming their health, their relationships, and their joy for their business. So our promise to you in this training is to give you the 3 steps to help you multiply your earning and impact by escaping time, stress, and overwhelm. So let's jump right into the first teaching point.
Let's do it.
So we call this the source. The number one point here that we're making is we call it the source. So this is all about how to learn how to pinpoint the true source of your time stress and your overwhelm, and how to stop sacrificing your life beyond work for good.
Yeah. Many of you may be experiencing or have experienced recently some level of stress, anxiety, or resentment for your business. If you didn't, you probably wouldn't be here actually watching this video right now. And there are things that get sacrificed when you're feeling that way. You sacrifice your health, time with family, maybe your time alone for yourself on evenings and weekends. And you feel like you're just going to try to make it over the next hurdle, and then you'll take a break later. And you just got to push through something.
So check in with yourself. As Derek just said, some of these things that could be showing up for you, they're signs, right? So do you think that feelings of time stress are a result of overworking in your business? That by overworking, you're creating time stress, exhaustion, burnout? Well, we have a bit of a different opinion on that, a different perspective that we're here to share with you. What we know for sure is that these things that we've described to you are a sign that you've reached a plateau in your business that we call the middle zone. Mm-hmm. The middle zone. It's a sign of success, actually, and it's also a call for change.
The success comes in from doing all the things that you've done in the past that are doing well for you. It got you your business growth. It's getting you your revenue targets. And doing those same things are going to keep you where you are in that middle zone and not move you to a different place. So that's where the call for change comes in.
So when you're in this middle zone, there's this feeling that in order to grow, you've got to work harder. You've got to, push harder. You've got to sacrifice more of the things that are important to you, like your time, more of yourself, more of the relationships that matter. And here's the truth. The truth is that your time stress is not a result of your overworking. I'll say that again. Time stress, overwhelm, exhaustion, resentment, they are not a result of overworking. It is a direct result of what you've been sacrificing. When you have time stress, exhaustion, burnout, it is a direct result of what you've been sacrificing.
And that's why just putting in the extra hours, the extra work now to just get over the hump will never get you over the hump.
We call this the say-do gap. The say-do gap. And this is when there is a gap or misalignment between what you value and how you spend your time. We'll say that again. A say-do gap is where there is a gap between what you value and how you spend your time.
So if you're telling yourself, and you hear yourself saying this every once in a while, that if I only have more time, or if I could just get a little bit more done, those things around time, the fact is that say-do gap is not about a gap in time. It's about your integrity. It's about making the choices around what matters the most.
Basically, what Derek is saying is, to build on that idea, is that you're sacrificing the wrong things as your business grows. And this is the cause of your resentment, your burnout, your time stress, your overwhelm. Sacrificing the wrong things is really the source of time stress. So that say-do gap that we're talking about is, as we say, the true source of your time stress. It is the cause of burnout, time guilt, business resentment. And the say-do gap is putting a cap on your earning and the difference that you're here to make in your business. So let's jump right into, okay, so we've shared what this issue is, the source of your time stress and why it's an issue. Let's talk about like helping you move forward. What's one tip that you can, be able to apply here right away to be able to move towards fixing this and solving this?
Yeah. So it's not so, don't get your pen and paper. It's not something you have to do. But what we're going to ask you to do is to actually look inside of yourself.
So this isn't adding another to-do on your to-do list, like Derek just said. This is actually looking at, okay, what's the first step in solving this? What we would say is look to your emotions, because your emotions are pointing you to make a breakthrough here. So you will find a say-do gap. You will see, sometimes you'll have multiple say-do gaps, but you can find one. Look to see what is responsible for your strongest emotion right now. Mm-hmm. So first of all, what's the strongest emotion you're feeling?
What is the strongest emotion you feel when you're working in your business? Is it stress, overwhelm, frustration, anger? What?
Resentment.
What is the strongest emotion?
Sadness.
Coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's the strongest emotion? And then get clear about what core value is being violated or compromised or sacrificed. Is it time with your kids? Is it time off to go hiking or personal time? Time with your partner if you have one? Is it charging what you're worth? What is a core value? Something or someone that is important to you, it's feeling like that core value is being violated, compromised, or sacrificed. Go there and get clear about that. Mm-hmm. And you will see a clue to what your say-do gap and how that's showing up in relation to that situation.
Definitely. Now, when we work with our clients more deeply, we help them get really clear about all of the say-do gaps that are blocking them and get really clear about what they value. What are those non-negotiables?
Yeah, so we help our clients close their say-do gaps and remodel their business in a way that puts what matters most at the center, the very center of their business, as the core business strategy, and they experience more wealth, growth, and impact because of it. So I'll say that again. It's so important. We put what matters most at the core, the center of the business. It's the core business strategy. And when that alignment happens and the say-do gaps are closed, the wealth that you experience is elevated. The growth that you see in your business is exponentially increased, and the impact, the difference that you make in your business and with your clients goes up significantly. Yeah. So how about we give you an example of ourselves? Let's start with us. So one of the biggest say-do gaps that I've experienced in my life was, and I promised I'd tell you more about my dad. When my dad passed away, he was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 cancer, and 3 weeks later he passed from the physical world. And when I was in palliative with my family, and he was going through that end of life transition, what happened was I was working long hours at the time. We hadn't learned all these things yet. We hadn't experienced all these things yet. And I was working long hours. I had, our son was quite young at the time. It took a long time for us to be able to have this child. It wasn't easy for me to get pregnant, and it took a while. And so he felt like a miracle to us. He is a miracle to us.
He still is, yeah.
Every day he's a miracle to us. And when my dad passed, I had this feeling to go back and look over him, to look at his face. And I had this feeling like I had never had this before, where it was like the best way I can describe it is like his spirit came up into me and a message came and he said, Nadine, you have new life. You have new life. And like I said, I was working long hours at the time. I was sacrificing time with our son, in our relationship. I was focused so much on trying to grow our business and, like be able to grow our success. And I was sacrificing all the things that really mattered the most to me. And when that happened, when I had that feeling come up to me, I remember the moment of this decision that I said to myself, and I said, I will no longer sacrifice what matters to me. I will no longer waste a single moment on what doesn't matter. And from that moment on, made some changes to really, put in place just absolutely the non-negotiables of my free time with my family, taking care of my health, free time for myself, and then designing our business around what actually rejuvenates me and feeds my soul. And from that moment on, our revenue went up significantly. My joy, my happiness, my health improved significantly. And the difference that we're here to make has been so much bigger than it was before that experience. So that's a little example about myself.
Yeah, that difference can happen for everybody. All of you that are watching this, take the time to look at your say-do gaps and determine what needs to be at the center of your core business strategy.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our first point. We're going to go into the next one, which is all about the stand. And we'll get to that in just a moment.